Welcome, dear viewers, to CouchWarrior TV on YouTube. I am the CouchWarrior, and you are watching Arcane, a Skyrim Let's Play. Welcome back to the story. When last we left off, we had just completed our assassination contract, having killed Nilsine Shatter-shield. We took a little risk. We performed the assassination in broad daylight. But with a series of local murders helping to cover up our assassination, as well as some good timing, some surveillance, and one invisibility potion, we have successfully carried out this assassination. Now our objective is to get out of Windhelm safely and be on our way. We are presented with a dilemma here, however, in that exiting by way of the front gate was not an option because it would force us to pass right in front of two guards who kind of hang out right there outside the door on watch. So that leaves us here with the back door out the harbor here. The problem is we've got this water to contend with, and now that I am using the Frostfall mod, making this swim would be suicide. So we are a bit boxed in here. I think even with the use of resist frost potions, making that swim would be suicide. So we are going to take another route. We are going to climb up through the mountains, come down the other side of Windhelm, and quietly make our way back around to the stables where our horse is waiting for us. There's a wolf. Can I hit him with a dagger? Oh yeah, throwing dagger. Well, that's interesting. Alright. Kind of burning through the throwing daggers here. I'm going to have to make some more soon. So this will be interesting. I've never really attempted to go kind of up and around Windhelm here, so we're going to explore a bit. See where this leads us. It may be a little bit off the beaten path, but it's way, way better than the alternative, which is hypothermia. Now this is interesting. I wonder if it's possible to get into Windhelm from here. I'm guessing I can't make this jump. But since we're here, we're going to test the theory, just in case. As you know, I'm also always looking for alternate paths into the cities of Skyrim, so... Alright, we're going to do a little bit of parkour here to see if we can get up through the mountain. I don't want to go down in there. If I go down in there, I might never get out. And thus far, we are... What? Wow. Almost 5 complete chapters into our story, and I have not fast-traveled yet. So I would like to not fast-travel, if possible, just because I got stuck in the geometry. Here we go. This looks like we might be able to run through here now. All right, interesting. Now, where does this take us? Dead end? Here's a seam. We might be able to get up through here. I really have no idea where I am at this point, so we're just kind of exploring. But our goal, of course, is to get around to the stables again. That's where our horse is. Can I get up in here? Oh, come on, come on. There we go. So we want to... Oh, wow. We are way off the beaten path. Well, look at this. Dead bandit. Ah, we're going to take the horse. Sithis provides. And off we go. Now, we'll see where this trail kicks us out. I really have no idea how far off the beaten path we are here at this point. But we are exercising caution. After all, we just committed an assassination. Whoa, wolves. So, better to take a little extra time out here in the wilderness and safely cover our tracks than to risk discovery. Okay, here's a road. Ah, okay, I know where I am now. So that kicked us out onto this road here. I don't know what the name of this fort is. Kostov. Okay, Fort Kostov. Somewhere behind Stillborn Cave, it comes out. This is good to note. A little shortcut down to the coastline on the opposite side of Windhelm. It did take us quite a bit out of the way, though, so we've got kind of a long ride here to get back to the stables. But I think it's okay. I think that's... Playing it safe is okay. I think we took enough risk performing that assassination in broad daylight. Not sure who that bear was attacking, but it wasn't us, so that makes me happy. What? Somebody just used Fus Roda. Who did that? I'm not certain, but I don't recall anyone other than high-level Draugrs using shouts before. At least not that I can recall. I don't know if that's a mod or that's just something I've missed all this time. Anyway, as much as I would like to investigate that, we've got to keep moving. We've got this intel burning a hole in our pocket for Mercer. So we're going to keep moving. We're just discovering locations left and right. I don't know how many times, dear viewers, we have been up through this way, and because I always take the back way up the opposite bank of the river, we've never officially discovered Angus Mill until now, even though we've been past it like a million times. I want to thank you, dear viewers, for putting up with all this travel. As you know, for those of you who've been following my Let's Play for a while now, I do not fast travel. I try to fill in the time by talking about lore and maybe talking about other aspects of the game, kind of what my strategy is, fleet's psychological profile, all those kinds of interesting things. Sometimes I succeed, sometimes I do not. But we still have a lot of travel ahead of us. Okay, we switch horse, Pony Express, fresh horse, off we go. We're freezing to death, but it's the price we pay. Get that cart out of the way. It's the price we pay. There is much urgency to what we are doing. So, we do have quite a bit of travel time here, so what is the CouchWarrior going to talk about during this travel? Well, there are a couple of things that you might find interesting. The first, I am calling Act 2. What do I mean by that? Well, some significant changes in our story are about to take place. That is about the only teaser I'm going to give you at this point. What I can tell you, however, is that in an effort to kind of organize the way that the story is progressing going forward, I'm going to start breaking the story into larger acts, if you will. And we are rapidly approaching the end of Act 1 and the beginning of Act 2. And I would say that in the same way that we break up our chapters based on significant events in the story, we break our story into acts based on momentous events in the story. And we are rapidly approaching what I would consider to be a fairly momentous event in Fleet's life. Now, there are also some other really practical reasons to break the story into separate acts. it helps me from an organizational standpoint. It also means that I can change things up periodically. So I can do things like change some themes, change some music, change the way that I'm creating my thumbnails and put them together in sets. Because, as you've noticed, I've been color coding my chapters, my chapter thumbnails in YouTube, and I am rapidly running out of colors. It's going to get to a point where the greens are going to look so similar that you won't be able to tell, one chapter from another. So there needs to be more significant changes in the way that I categorize thumbnails than simply colors. So, that's kind of what I'm looking to do here. Come up with a mechanism that will allow me to make those kinds of changes without throwing you all off. In addition to that, I just like to mix things up. So, as I get access to new materials or have new ideas or come up with new concepts, it helps me to break things up into an act where I can make a significant change in the presentation or something like that and kind of pull all those chapters together into a set, if you will, and it just helps me sort of encapsulate the way that I'm telling the story. So I am basically telling you now that we are rapidly approaching Act 2. I don't know how many acts there are going to be in the story. It depends on what you guys want and whether or not I am able to really stay fully engaged in the story. At this point, I can tell you that I'm very excited about the direction that the story is going now. We're starting to get high up in level, which means we have more power, we have access to more side quests and things like that. And we've been very focused, kind of laser beam focused, on the Thieves Guild questline and the Dark Brotherhood questline up to this point. And I think this momentous change or turn in the story will also serve as a way of sort of reconfiguring the way we're telling the story and give us access to more side quests and ways to sort of expand Fleet's focus a little bit so that we're not bound so tightly to the events of these two quest lines. So there you have it. Well, we made it. Now, that path that we've been taking, it's a good short ride. It's treacherous. It's just packed full of creatures and nasty things. We're going to have to pass back through there again very soon, and I think the next time through we are probably going to clear that out. But for now, I was interested in haste. We are still freezing cold, even in this more temperate climate. Alright, I think I better deal with this issue. So we are going to chug a resist frost potion. That'll help us a little bit. Now notice upper right hand corner.
Under my protection. You watch yourself.
There's a little shield there with a snowflake in it, indicating that I just took a resist frost potion, and the little progress bar is letting me know how much time I have before the potion wears off. As per our discussion of what those icons mean in the last episode, here's a perfect example. Very handy. Alright, let's get inside and warm up and talk to Mercer. We've got some other things to take care of as well with Delvin. Alright. There's Brynjolf. I don't think he's the one we're supposed to be talking to here. I'm freezing, Brynjolf. I'm freezing. I'm freezing.
Did Gullamai give up any information on our buyer?
He said Golden Glow was purchased by Karliah.
Can't be. I haven't heard that name in decades. This is grave news indeed. She's someone I hope to never cross paths with again.
Oh, Sapphire.
Gulamai also told me she
Karliah
was a murderer.
destroyed everything this guild stood for. She murdered my predecessor in cold blood and betrayed the guild. After we discovered what she'd done, we spent months trying to track her down, but she just vanished.
Why has she returned?
Karliah and I were like partners. I went with her on every heist. We watched each other's backs. I know her techniques, her skills. If she kills me, there'll be no one left that could possibly catch her. If only we knew where she was.
Gulamai told me she said where the end began.
One place that could be. A place where she murdered Gallus. A ruin called Snow Vale Sanctum. We have to go out there before she disappears again.
We?
Yes, I'm going with you. Together we're going to kill her. Here's your payment for solitude. Prepare yourself and meet me at the ruins as soon as you can. We can't let her slip through our fingers.
If I wanted to hear a tall tale, I'd read a children's storybook. Get some better stories, Ripper.
Let's talk for a moment.
Wait, Sapphire wants to talk? What?
Look, if I was a little harsh before, I just want you to know it's because you were new. Know what I mean?
So you gonna tell me your real name or what?
You expect me to believe that?
I do.
Don't
Whistle
do
at her
that.
again?
Look,
Oh,
I don't really
jeez.
know you. I don't even
Everyone's so
really know
touchy
anyone.
about this whistling business.
Why do you care anyway? It's not like we're family. This is a business. Look, you want to know about me?
Something had to make you
Alright,
this
I'll tell
angry.
you. I'll tell you about the time I was a young girl, barely out of her teens, living on a pig farm in the middle of nowhere. Didn't have a coin to spend between our entire family. Ate the same slop we fed our livestock.
Sounds horrible.
Oh wait, it gets much better. How about the fact that our farm was attacked by bandits, and that they killed my entire family, who didn't even brandish a weapon against them? Here's the best part. They took me as a prize and violated me for a fortnight. Tossed me from bandit to bandit like...
You don't have to continue.
It's fine. I had to tell someone, I suppose. Carrying around a weight like that, it hurts after a while. Cuts you inside like a dagger to the heart.
How did you
Over
escape?
time, I managed to gain their confidence. Then one night I grabbed a knife, waited until they fell asleep, and cut their throats. I never returned to
Oh,
that pig farm.
nice.
There's nothing
Now
to
that
do there.
Fleet
So
can
that's my sad
appreciate.
story. What do you think?
You still never
Maybe
told
one
me your
day.
real name.
Just not today.
All right.
Maybe I'll see you around the guild.
It's a shame we can't recruit her into the Dark Brotherhood. With all that previous throat-slitting experience. Alright, so I don't know about any of you, but Fleet finds
What are you doing that for?
Mercer's explanation of why Karliah might return somewhat flimsy.
Huh?
How about a whistle? I hate this guy. I'm going to whistle at you.
It can't be helped.
Ugh.
Aye.
Beautiful woman like you ever see yourself with an old codger like me? Pull up a seat.
Absolutely.
Have a drink.
I've completed the numbers job.
This kind of work suits you. But it's going to end up making you rich.
That's right. Make me rich, please.
Well,
Alright, I found this map.
I was looking for
Turn
this
that
little
in.
beauty. If you happen across any
Excellent.
other unusual trinkets like this, be sure to bring them to me. I promise it'll be worth the effort. This should compensate
do
you
that.
for your find.
Alright, another 500. That's good. Now let's pick up some extra
Fishing,
work.
Numbers and bedlam jobs. The ones with a more personal touch. If breaking's more your thing, go talk to Vex.
How about Whiterun? Let's look in Whiterun. Oh, by the way, this is a mod I'm using that lets me choose the locations that I perform the Thieves Guild missions, so I can kind of pick the cities I want instead of
My clients are getting
being subject to
impatient.
just random locations.
There are all
Numbers.
sorts of
No,
people wandering around
not
carrying
fishing.
Their valuables on their person, just waiting for someone like you to pick their pocket.
I'm not going to take a fishing job. I'm going to turn this one down. He's going to berate me for turning it down, but I want numbers jobs, not fishing jobs. I'm not a pickpocket.
If you think you'll make your fortune kicking around the flag
No,
all day,
I don't
that's
think.
where you're wrong. Oh, really?
Have you seen me kicking around the flagon all day?
Great.
No. All
What
right,
you wanna
numbers. We want numbers. Numbers jobs. Very
Bad
good.
time. Brynjolf's been getting on to me about money.
A numbers job in Whiterun would be ideal.
Most of the establishments in
We go
Skyrim
through there a
keep
lot.
Their transactions recorded
So-
within business ledgers. Your job will be to change the numbers in those books so the shortfalls from our other jobs look legit. Feel like doing a bit of writing?
I do.
Just remember the rules. Keep it clean and keep it quiet. Here's the details.
Remembering your grave. I'm standing over it. Now get out of my way.
Right. Took care of that business. Here's Tanelia.
Well, looks like you're fitting in well down here. I'm supposed to allow you to trade in one of your pieces of guild armor.
Yeah, I don't think I can trade anything in because I ditched my guild armor a while ago.
Of course. Otherwise it wouldn't be much of a reward,
We'll try.
now would it? Your new piece
Man,
will enhance
everyone
your
down
skill
here is,
beyond
like,
that of the original.
Pretty
Trust
sassy. I'm not liking it. I don't have any of my old armor.
Tough
Sorry.
luck for you then. Come back when you
Yeah,
have at
yeah.
least one of the pieces.
Right. Let's see if we can sell her something. If I got anything to dump
looks
off
like
here.
You're fitting in well down here. I'm supposed to allow you to trade in one of your pieces of guild armor. So what will it be?
She's not going to let me. So it looks like I'm going to be blocked from actually using her as a fence until I do this armor exchange, whether I like it or not. The Thieves Guild armor has just never really appealed to me. I don't think it's not necessarily that I don't like the look of the armor, because actually I do. I just don't care for the enchants that are on it. It's never been particularly useful to me because I've never gotten bent out of shape about lockpicking, and I've never really been interested in pickpocketing. You know, the carry capacity is probably the best part of the whole deal. Okay, 2 o'clock in the morning. We need to get some rest. We've been riding all day and into the night. It's been a busy day. I'm not particularly interested in staying in town, though, so I may just pitch a tent outside of town. Call it a day. I think it's warm enough at this point that we don't need to worry about building a fire or anything. I think we can just pitch a tent. So maybe I'll hang out down here with a Khajiit again. They're pretty hospitable.
Tools, wares, and weapons, all for sale at fair prices.
So we share the warmth of their fire. We're just going to pitch our tent here in the clearing with these guys. So we have our leather tent in our inventory, and we just drop it. Pitch it. Okay. Let's here. That's as good a position as any, I guess.
Goods and wares of all kinds, and all can be your...
Pitch tent right there, please. So I want to just get a few hours of sleep, and then we are going to head out to Snowvale Sanctum immediately. I do not plan on wasting any time, which means we have to get back to Whiterun and then make our way up the mountains on the far side of Whiterun. Very, very close to the location where we actually were at the beginning of this episode. But we need to go up into the hills to find Snowvale Sanctum. So my plan is we are going to ride like a demon to Windhelm. And we're going to clear out this path along the way of all these creatures that are causing problems along the way. And then we'll just leave our horse at the stables in Windhelm, and then we'll proceed on foot to Snowvale Sanctum from there. See if there's anything else I can offload quick.
Take a look.
Anything? I'm going to start selling off some of these fancy gold and jeweled necklaces and so forth. I don't really need them. It's a good way to generate cash, so we're going to do that. Sell as much of that as we can. Give me a few tips. Come on, somebody give me tips. Ugh. Come on.
May your road lead you to warm sands.
All right. Come on, horse. There we go.
Come and see what you like.
All right, we are off. Back on the trail. It's very early in the morning. Let's get our bow prepared for travel. It's our travel bow. And we are going to go right back the same way we came through. Except this time we're going to try to clear out some of those problematic creatures. Especially where the trail narrows as we go through the mountain pass. That's where they become a real problem. Out here in the open, maybe not quite so much. Okay, we got a bear situation here. Oh, we got two bears. See if we can provoke them. Fire some arrows down that way. Not looking to kill this bear, I just want to avoid him. So I force him to chase me in a big circle. That gives me a lead. And he's not going to catch me now. So let's head down here to where the path narrows. If I remember correctly, there was a bear, there were skeevers, there was a spider. I'm just going to clean this out a little bit because we're going to have to come back this way. Here's some bandits. I don't plan on giving these guys the time of day either. If I get off the horse in their presence, they're going to force a confrontation. So we're just going to ride right past them. All right. All right, we're going to use some mounted combat tactics here. I know we've got a spider coming up here soon. And we're going to fight from the saddle, and we're also going to use our horse as part of our strategy here. There he is. All right, let's get down here, turn around. He got too close to me there. I couldn't hit him. Port on, ram him. There we go. One more, and he's done. That was pretty damn efficient. And then we get our venom. So that is one really cool combat effect of convenient horses, is that when our opponents are in front of us, we can sort of kick it into sprint mode, and if we ram into them, we can send our opponents flying. Now, it doesn't work on all of our opponents. They have to be kind of a certain size and weight, but when it does work, it's fantastic. Now, I'm going to ride just fast enough to stay ahead of this bear, but I want to keep the bear with me because I'm hoping to use this cave bear to take care of our skeever problem a little further down the trail. Okay, here he comes. He gets distracted easily, so as long as I can hear his footfalls, I know he's still on with us here. Alright, so far the horse hasn't taken any damage, but been some near misses. Come on, buddy. You're gonna follow us. We're offering you a free lunch of skeevers. Come on. Where are you going, man? Alright, I think he's coming now. I'm hoping. Oh yeah, he's coming. Okay, we're going to cut this corner. Okay, here's our skeevers. Okay, let's observe. 3 skeevers, 2 skeevers, 1 skeever, no skeevers. Done. Took care of that. Keep moving. Not sure how long he'll follow us, but we're going to keep him with us if we can for a little while here. I know there was a troll down here too. Seems our troll is gone. I guess that's good enough. We'll still have a bear to contend with on the way back, but I'm not too concerned about that. Alright. Off we go to Windhelm. So if you remember, during our travel time on the way to Riften, I mentioned that there were 2 items to discuss during travel time. One was Act 2, which I thoroughly discussed. Probably much to your chagrin. The second item that I wanted to discuss was background noise. You may have noticed that from time to time. You know, I'm recording these episodes in my home at my kitchen table. I don't sit in an isolation booth. So from time to time you'll hear little Easter eggs, background noises if you will, the occasional Harley or Jake braking truck outside my window. I think the last episode you may have heard my dog's collar jingling. Sometimes I try to take care of that stuff in advance, take off the dog's collar, maybe put her in her bed for a little while I record, but I don't always get to it. Sometimes it plays into the stories and sometimes it doesn't. One great example of that, I believe, is in what was it? Somewhere in chapter 4, I'm thinking maybe part 12. It's a point at which Fleet is hiding out in the cellar of the Night Gate. Those of you who've been watching these episodes will remember that because I attempted to set up my bedroll in the basement of the Night Gate. But if you listen to that and listen closely, during that episode there was an entire murder of crows that roosted in the maple tree outside my window and just went bananas out there. And I didn't re-record that section because I actually thought that lended something interesting to the story. So if you go back and listen to that little section, you'll hear the crows going crazy outside my window, and it kind of added some ambience to the whole thing. Even though it's not plausible that you could hear the crows from in the basement, I just thought it was an interesting point to mention. So this is not professional by any means, but I'm doing my best to keep the production values up. That includes the audio. Sometimes I am successful and sometimes I am not. Well, we have arrived back in Windhelm, making very short work of that bit of travel. We've become quite efficient at that route. Oh, sorry, buddy. You gotta wait here. You need to stay in the stables. So we're putting up our horse in the stables. We have no idea how long we're going to be gone or what's going to happen. So I want to know that my horse is being cared for. Now we're going to go into Windhelm. We're going to pass through Windhelm and out the back door near the harbor, and then we will proceed up into the mountains from there. Now, we did just commit a crime here about, less than 24 hours ago. So I'm not going to linger. We're just going to cruise through here and be on our way.
Ulfric will listen to you.
It's not that simple. Ulfric wants Skyrim for the Nords. He doesn't trust what he calls outsiders.
I'm going to stop in Sadri's used wares, see if I can offload a couple more necklaces or things,
Give a holler if
and
you
then
have
we'll
any
head out.
questions. All my goods are legit. Take a look.
All right. We have these gold necklaces and this ruby necklace. These are worth good money. So we're trying to generate some cash, liquidate some things here. All right. And we're back up to nearly 11,000 septums here. This is very good. It brings us a significant step closer to being able to acquire our own property, which will be very important. I could sell off some of this other stuff. Yeah, I don't really have anything there I want to sell.
Huh?
Whistle? Can you help me with this little problem?
Gold solves most problems, doesn't it?
Oh, yes. Why don't you just help me? Why do I gotta pay you to help me learn how to whistle? Okay, this guy might actually, if I pay him, we might be able to learn how to whistle from this guy here. Save ourselves a lot of trouble and embarrassment. Not going to do it now. We'll think about it.
With any locks around here, we're going to have a real problem.
Yeah.
You're the one casts those illusions. Huh?
Oh, I failed.
How can I argue with that?
I don't know how many times I have to attempt this before I'll be successful. Maybe I have to just pay somebody to teach me. I don't know. All right. Out the back door.
Would you like to buy some flowers?
What do you got?
Buy some flowers? Pretty please?
Let's see.
Some pretty flowers. I picked them all by myself.
Enterprising little girl selling flowers. We can use this stuff. It's all good alchemy ingredients. So I'm going to buy her entire inventory.
Stop by again.
Good enough. All right. Should I be concerned about this guard down here? Does it matter? We'll exercise caution anyways. Back through here. Well, this looks familiar, doesn't it? All right. Now, if we head straight up through here, this time we're going to go up into the hills. And this will put us right in the general direction of Snowvale Sanctum. This is a great time for me to mention, I'd like to give a big thank you to my viewers for being so loyal and participating in all of this. I just appreciate it so much. Here we go. And I also, and you, wanted to thank you, those of you who are kind of regulars here, veterans, for making the newcomers feel welcome. I've seen some exchanges in the comments that have been gratifying. It's very helpful to me. I can't always respond. I try to respond to all the comments on these videos, but I can't always get to them right away, and sometimes, unfortunately, I don't get to them at all. And so I appreciate it when you guys chime in and make people feel welcome or give them some advice on what to watch or where to start. I don't think it's necessary that all of our new viewers start from the beginning, but I always would encourage it. We do have a couple of recaps available and a prologue that helps set the tone. So I do appreciate all you viewers who direct people where to go to get caught up on the story and to also understand more about the format. I've had some exchanges recently that lead me to believe that there are still viewers who haven't taken the time to listen to the prologue and understand that this isn't a power player type of thing. This is a role play. So I'm not always making decisions based on what's the most efficient or what's the most powerful character I can create. So anytime you guys chime in with stuff like that, I really appreciate it. It helps me out a ton. Well, we are rapidly approaching our target, Snowvale Sanctum. The next episode should be exciting as we crawl through Snowvale Sanctum. with Mercer Frey. But for now, we've reached the end of another episode. I can't believe it's over already. Thank you for taking the journey with me, and until next time, may all that you do be swift, quiet, and deadly. And to all Skyrim assassins, as usual, I salute you. Silence is our battle cry. You've been watching Aranis Arcana, a Skyrim Let's Play. If you liked this video, please rate, like, and subscribe. For more information on this and other CouchWarrior broadcasts, visit me on the web at www.couchwarrior.tv.